Welcome everybody to My Good Life. Well, we finally made it to York and we were in a hurry to just get to our lodgings, which is the judges' lodgings, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. We purposely chose to stay in the inner city walls because once we parked up, we just wanted to immerse ourselves in the rich history of York, because it's like stepping back into time. The history of York goes back to Roman times in 71 AD, and it's amazing how old it is, with roots tracing back more than 1,900 years ago. The history of York is not just a story of the Romans, but also of the Vikings, the Normans, and medieval times, each leaving their own unique mark on the city. And you can see that in the layout of the streets here, where there's a lot of Roman influence. I wanted to go into this 15th century building, which has been taken over as a Christmas shop by a German company called Cafe Woolhart. I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, I apologize, but it was just so magical. And I managed to grab some pictures just so that I could show you. So it's just lovely. We continued our walk around York at night time, and it was so magical, fantastically spellbound we were with the atmosphere, with the architecture, the narrow alleyways, and just enjoyed soaking up, having a great time. I think part of being on a break where the city allows you to walk around just reduces stress and anxiety, and you can really get yourself immersed in the moment. And I really wanted to do that, so I did capture some bits for you, but not a lot, because I just wanted to enjoy that moment. Here we're at York Minster. At night, it's just as magical, if not more, than the daytime, and I'll share some of those experiences during the day as well. But just enjoy this for now. I chose an accommodation called the Judges' Lodging House. It's a townhouse, and from 1806 it was used to provide accommodation for judges visiting to sit in the courts near the Castle Museum. The room, as you can see, was very comfortable, had all the amenities, a little area here to sit. Not that we did a lot of just sitting in the room. Bathroom was a great size. And it had everything that we required. The most important element of this hotel was that it's a stone throw away from all the sights. Next morning we made our way to York Minster, not before passing through this famous cafe, the Betty Cafe, and wanted to get in there early because we realized there were lots of crowds. So we wanted to make the most of seeing York Minster. There are lots of websites and articles out there about York Minster, and I won't go into the details, but a fun fact that we found out is York Minster is officially the Cathedral and Metropolitan Church of St. Peter in York. Although it is by definition a cathedral, as it is the site of a bishop's throne. The word cathedral did not come into use until the Norman conquest, and the word minster was what Anglo-Saxon named their important churches. It's just wonderful as you walk in, vast, and you feel very small. You just are constantly in awe of how it was built, the history surrounding this cathedral. I'm just going to allow you to enjoy it, and if you want to look it up, I'm sure you can all just Google it and find out a whole bunch of facts. We wanted to do the tower trip, which is a challenging climb. It's 275 uneven, narrow, spiraling medieval steps, and it goes right to the top of York Minster Central Tower. But we were reassured by the guide that the view is spectacular, and we really wanted to do it. The guide said depending on how fit you were, it would take about 10 minutes. We didn't really time it, we just wanted to get up there. After that energetic climb up, we decided to immerse ourselves in the history of the cathedral, and we visited this Undercroft Museum, which really tells the story of 2 millennia of York history through all these digital displays and the artifacts from the cathedral's historic collection. It allows you to follow in the steps of Roman soldiers and discover the minister's connection to Viking York, and to see these archaeological finds. And this in particular was one of the Roman walls that was discovered in the finds. What I particularly liked about this place was this timeline that explains not only York's history but the minister's. We spent the rest of the day seeing another great site, which were the York City walls, which run 2.5 miles all around the historic part of the city. And here we went to the Yorkshire Museum Gardens, which not only houses the York Museum, but also the ruins of St. Mary's Abbey, which was first built in 1088. And It was one of the wealthiest and most powerful Benedictine monasteries in England. It was wonderful to walk around this place and just experience it. These little getaways are really helpful for someone like me who leads a busy life, and my partner. It allows us to reconnect, catch up with things that we wouldn't usually, and just have a good old laugh together. It's so important to do that before you start any holiday or festivity, and it just allowed us to really relax. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you before the year's out. So for now, goodbye.